Okay, I want to remind you we're on a website that I've designed. It's called m11.mathography.org. The URL is right up here. All right. So we're at the website, and what are we doing? We're kind of working our way through the document. All right. So I want to point out that this was a seminar, but you don't need to attend a seminar. Just like I'll be honest with you, a large part of your educations are basically people talking about stuff that's readily available on the internet. All right. Now, a real education comes from what you're willing to do. All right. So I want to claim over here. What does it say? We're on this number one over here. Let me just blow it up a little bit. It says read through the forward, preface, and introduction of the short course PDF. Well, let me click on that, and they want you to read through. What they're asking you to read through. Again, the guy that wrote this document, it's a book that you could buy on Amazon. The book's called More Math into LaTeX. This is edition, the fourth edition. Very generous of him, by the way. Because I'll be honest with you, most people that buy the book on Amazon, they don't read much beyond the first few chapters of the book, though. And the reason for that, most people, I tell you, their attention spans are quite limited. And what they do is they just read enough to get started on something. They read enough to get started on something. Now, I will be honest with you. A lot of people, their intent of reading these documents is to write documents. And I want to be honest with you. The intent of most people to write a document is for other people to read the document. But the old joke about mathematics is this: when people write documents, there's generally less than one reader. What does that mean? Even the person writing the document's not reading it. I want to assure you, though, your goal in life is to write things where people are reading them. All right. So I'm trying to encourage you to start to read this document here. Now, are you going to finish this document? I don't know. You don't know until you start taking the journey. Take the journey, start reading through the documents. So what I want to do is I want to go back to the website. I download the document. I can start reading what they want to do. So what does it say? Read through the forward, the preface, and the introduction to that PDF file. And then it says write a short email to the author, the book's author. Now I realize some people saying is I don't know who the author is. Let me go back to that. And certainly you would books have authors, right? So who's the author? Well, I'm kind of reading it. This looks like the author right over here, right? Now, granted, don't feel obligated to write him an email. I'm just saying it'd be nice to say just simply thank you for the free book, so to speak, if you want. All right. I'm not going to say he's be terribly enthused to get an email from you, but it can't hurt to know that someone's reading your books. All right. But it says, I wonder where his email address is. So I kind of scrolling through, and someone said, this is too much work for me to find an email address. And, it is work. But a lot of people, they resort to, using a file search. Let me do that for you and see if that's going to be successful. And I'm going to say find, and I'm going to try to find the @ symbol. Because an email address have an @ symbol in it, right? And it's a miracle, right away. Right away, I see it right away. I just type the @ symbol in there, and all of a sudden I see it. And again, if you want, you can copy, paste that, and then email them if you like. All right. Now again, don't feel obligated to email them. I put these things in there because I think it's nice to thank people, and certainly if you're really going to want them, if you really want them to read it, I want to be honest with you. If you want someone to read something, mail it to them in a nice envelope, nice stamp, nice penmanship, a nice handwritten letter. Now, granted, this is a course in LaTeX, so maybe you want to do a nice handwritten letter. He's going to be impressed if you got good penmanship. If you don't have good penmanship, maybe you'd like to write a letter using LaTeX, thanking him for that new skill you possess now. All right? So let me go backwards. We found his email address. Pretty simple, by the way. Maybe I'm a little bit lazy to do that. And let me go back, see if we've finished that section out. And just give me 1 second. I know I blew it up a little bit too much. And let's see if there's anything else. Email the author. It also says that you should CC this email address over there. I don't monitor that email address, by the way. But, the bottom line is, I don't think he monitors it. A lot of the email he's going to get from you guys are going to be thrown in his junk mail. All right? But be aware of that. All right? So I'm going to say, for the most part, pretty simple. Our intent is to get you to start to move forward. There's a lot of stuff to go through, though. So what are you doing next? 2, and then 3, and then over here. By the way, this is in section 1, and then you finish this all out until you get to the end. Once you get to the end, though, you should be somewhat proficient in using LaTeX. But it's a journey. Each step along the journey takes effort, though. It's an uphill journey. All right. You will have a better view when you get to the top, though, and I assure you of that. Thank you so much for paying attention.